What a devastating loss for a team that's one goal was to win the title. And the Clippers will go home.
As the 2020-21 season is underway, it officially puts a close to your 7 seasons with the Clippers. Do you think you had enough time with that group to figure it out?
Well, I clearly wasn't given enough time. I had 1 year in a time going through the bubble and all that. If it was a regular NBA season and we didn't win, then fine. I have no problems with it. But the way this went down, I think getting up 3-1 and then losing was the reason. It had been interesting if Denver had just beat us. I still thought that team was the most talented team last year, or individuals. I didn't think we ever became a team, and that's why you don't win. I've always believed this as a coach. If they're not sure they want you, then it's time to go.
Paul George recently made the claim that he struggled playing in your system because you played him like Ray Allen or J.J. Redick and mostly pin downs. What's your reaction to that notion?
Well, that's just Paul's opinion. I enjoy coaching Paul. I think if you go back and look at the stats, Paul played in more pick and rolls this last year than he ever did in his entire career. So I don't know how that's possible. And I wouldn't mind playing like Ray Allen if I was a player. I think Ray Allen was pretty special. So, but listen, that's his opinion. I'm fine with that. The team was second in the league, I think, in scoring. Scoring wasn't a problem, it was winning that was the problem.
Look, chemistry and accountability were only buzzwords in LA. They were themes as well for the Sixers last season. Yeah. So what do you think you learned from your experience coaching Paul George and Kawhi last season that you can apply to your 2 stars in Philly in Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid?
I think it's the key. Chemistry, you always go to game 7s or just watch the finals in the NBA and you see teams with great chemistry. They're over themselves. They're not worried about who's scoring or who's playing minutes. They're trying to win. And when you get teams like that, you win basketball games. Hopefully you become the winner. And that is so important. I would say the biggest thing here will be that is having accountability, building our chemistry, teaching these guys that, they can win together, all of them. And play together and play in space. I think the biggest lesson you learn, and you always learn lessons, are from last year's team. It didn't have that. You can visibly see it. We had a starting group and a second group that the guys that had there the year before, honestly didn't accept. At least one of the new guys. I thought they accept Kawhi, and if they don't accept everybody. Then you usually don't win. And so for us this year, we're going to have to accept everybody on the team, play with everybody on the team. We have to do a lot of different stuff, Cassidy, to be a better team this year. We have to be a better defensive team, and we have to be a way better offensive team.
Now, one of the big stories this week in the league is Doc Rivers, hired by the Sixers yesterday, 3 days after just parting ways with the Clippers.
As far as Joel Embiid, he recently said that he owes the city of Philadelphia a championship. So what are the conversations you've had about the expectations around him?
I love that. I'm going to let him go ahead and do that. That's the way I would look at it. Just watching his talent is scary. He can do so many things well. We want him to play at a better pace. We want him to move around the floor. We want him to be dominant defensively. And when you make that statement, now you have to go out and do something about it.
Embiid rolling, slams for 2.
What's your philosophy on the much opined upon shooting of Ben Simmons?
I think it's overdone. I could care less about Ben shooting. And I'm being honest. I want Ben to be a player. Ben's a great basketball player. Ben makes plays. Ben has vision that only 5-10 guys in the entire NBA has, and he has it with size. We won a world championship in Boston with Rajon Rondo, who they quote-unquote said, you can't win with a non-shooting guard on the floor. Well, we didn't have a problem winning at all that year. And Rondo made plays. We had the ball in Rondo's hands to make plays. We'll have the ball in Ben's hands a lot to make plays. I want Ben to get back to being Ben. Dominant, playing with power, playing with pace, playing with speed, and making everybody else better. It's amazing to me why we keep loving this country, and this country does not love us back.
Being the Sixers head coach isn't your only new job. You were also named to the board of the Social Justice Coalition. What do you think is the biggest goal of the coalition as this new season gets underway?
The first one is a legacy. You know, the reason this coalition was created is because we didn't want to leave the bubble and be a one-hit wonder. We wanted to leave something that would sustain. This coalition, long after I'm gone, will have new coaches, new players, new owners on it, and different people, but they'll still be fighting for the same stuff. You know, racial equality, social equality, human rights. And I think what we're trying to teach our guys is that you can have an impact on people. And if you stay united as a group, you can actually have some power as well. And our guys are doing that.
Coach, look, you've already made your mark on this franchise, but you know, you, as far as the personnel move, said that you worked together with GM Melton Brand and new president of basketball operations, Daryl Morey. How would you describe what the process is with this new regime?
A team. Like, we're going to be a great team. I think all three of us have different abilities, you know. I think when you merge that together, you can create an incredible team. Our communication right now is off the charts, and, you know, the trick is 5 years from now, I'm sitting here with you saying our communication is off the charts. You know, if you can keep that, then I think we have a chance to be good for a long time.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming, sports, and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.